Colombia is a country mostly in South America with insular regions in North America. Colombia is divided into 32 departments. The capital district of Bogota is also the country's largest city, hosting the main financial and cultural hub. It covers an area of 1 million square kilometers and has a population of around 52 million citizens. The Colombian peso is the currency of Colombia. According to International Monetary Fund estimates, in 2023, Colombia's GDP was US 1 trillion, which is 32 in the world and third in South America after Brazil and Argentina. Next, petroleum is Colombia's main export, representing over 45% of Colombia's exports, besides coal, briquettes, and coffee. Moreover, the main import for Colombia are machinery and equipment, basic chemicals, and automotive such as car and others.
As you can see for the theoretical literal, we found 3 expert opinions for the situation that affect currency of Colombia. The first one from Mario Molina and Andres Quavedo Caro that investigate the connection between growth and foreign sector for Colombia in 1952 to 2000. Next from Vargas Hernando that investigates the inflation targeting monetary policy after the exchange rate ban was abolished in 1999. Moreover, opinion from Friedrich George Schneider discovered about tax and unemployment as the main of shadow economy, which explain the real capital GDP growth and average growth rate between 1979 and 2002.
The GDP of Colombia has seen significant fluctuation over the years. The GDP was at its highest in 2014 at 381.24 billion. It experienced a sharp decline in 2020, dropping to 270.15 billion, which was a 16.73% decrease from 2019. The inflation rate in Colombia has seen a significant decrease over the years. It was at its highest in 1990 at 29.15%. By 2020, the inflation rate had dropped again to 2.53%. The export percentage for Colombia in 1991 recorded 19.1%. Then it continued to fall until increase again in 1999, which is 18.3%. Then fluctuating until it recorded the highest level in 2011, which is 19.3%. And finally continued to fall in 2020, which is 13.5%. The percentage of import in 1991 was the lowest, which was 14.4%. Then it increased again in 1993 to 21%. Then it continued to fluctuate until it reached the highest level in 2015, which was 22.7%.
Descriptive statistic. Colombia's import and export levels have fluctuated over the past 30 years, but have generally trended upwards. Colombia's GDP per capita has grown steadily over the past 30 years. Colombia's inflation rate has been volatile over the past 30 years. The average inflation rate for the period is 10.45%. Next, correlation. The correlation between the exchange rate and inflation is negative 0.835, which is a strong negative correlation. This means that when the exchange rate increases in same time peso weak, inflation tends to decrease. The correlation between the exchange rate and import is negative 0.268, which is a weak negative correlation. This means that there is slight tendency for imports to decrease when the exchange rate is increased. The correlation between the exchange rate and GDP per capita is 0.597, which is a moderate positive correlation. This means that there is a tendency for GDP per capita to increase. ANOVA, the model used in the regression analysis, is significant, with an F statistic of 23.894 and p-value of less than 0.001. Meanwhile, model summary, the adjusted R-square of the model is 0.786, which means that 78.6% of the variance in the exchange rate can be explained by the independent variable in the model. Lastly, coefficients. The coefficient of GDP capital variable is negative, which is negative 0.062, which suggested that an increase in GDP capita is associated with a decrease in the exchange rate when a stronger peso. The coefficient of the import and inflation variable also negative, which is negative 20.184 and negative 92.807 respectively. The coefficient of the export variable is positive, which suggests that an increase in export is associated with an increase in exchange rate during weaker peso.
In conclusion, the exchange rate of Colombia is affected by a combination of economic, political, and external factors. Besides, the exchange rate is significantly influenced by Colombia's overall economic situation, which includes variables like GDP growth, inflation rates, and unemployment. A robust and stable economy frequently draws in foreign capital, which strengthens the currency. Colombia's trade balance, particularly the balance of payment, influence the demand and supply for its currency. Moreover, a trade surplus exports exceeding import can lead to an appreciation of the currency, while a trade deficit may lead to depreciation. Market sentiment and speculative activity by traders can also influence short-term fluctuation in the exchange rate. News, rumors, and market perception can drive currency movements. In addition, the level of foreign exchange reserve held by the central bank can influence the stability of the currency. Sufficient reserve can be used to intervene in the foreign exchange market to stabilize the currency.